independence. We should not identify as anything. We should identify first as Anglophones and only as Anglophones. Then we have the two options, federalism or independence, on the dialogue table. Yes, hello. Hi, good morning. My name is Tapang Ivo Tanku. So I'm coming here live on this Facebook page, Tapang Tanku, because I want to make everybody to understand that my account has been frozen or has been suspended for 3 days. I woke up this morning to notice that, and please, I would like to give an advice to everyone who is watching me right now. You should follow Baramak. That's the only person I trust at this moment. So you should follow Baramak religiously. I use the word religiously. That is the only person you can trust. So if whatever Mark tells you, please follow him. He's a great guy. So thank you very much for coming on once more. I may take this opportunity to answer a few questions, but the struggle continues. I am Tapang Ivo Tanku. I fight for freedom, and I fight for my people, the English-speaking people in Cameroon. I will continue to fight till the last drop of my blood is frozen. So basically, we've been fighting this fight. We've been winning, and our strategies are winning. The big news is that the December 27 meeting in Bamenda would be boycotted. So we are sending this message strongly to everybody. In case that meeting holds, whatever happens to Atanganji could repeat itself on Young Philemon. So I suggest, I strongly advocate, I strongly say that that meeting should be boycotted. Everyone should boycott that meeting, because we don't need dialogue at a local level. We don't need dialogue at any minimal level. We need dialogue with the president. We are not begging him. Whether he denies or not, we need dialogue. So if Mr. Buea denies us dialogue on federalism or secession, we are also denying him to dialogue with any person apart from him. So we are not begging. For more than half a century, since 1961, we've been begging. Now we are not begging. We are mature enough, and we are the youths, and the youth in Cameroon constitute 96%. That means 96% of Cameroonians are below the age of 55, according to the CIA World Statistic. Google it online and look at it. 96% are below the age of 55, and you can count with your fingers the number of old people who are on Facebook. So this means that this is a youth-led protest. So we are winning, and nobody can control us. If you like, you bribe the Southwest chiefs. If you like, you bribe everybody in Cameroon. You will not bribe the conscience of youths. We are so mature enough, and we are the ones winning the struggle, and that is why the struggle has been protracted, and that is why the struggle is the largest ever held in Cameroon, and that is why the struggle has been winning. So we should keep the pressure on the education sector. It is useless, it is worthless, it doesn't worth the grain for any student to go to school in Cameroon because you still live, you don't have a job. So that is a fact. So the problem is not the students going to school. The problem is the political system, which is cancerous, which is dubious, and which alienates every citizen, especially those in the English-speaking part of Cameroon. So the problem is not whether students go to school or not. The problem is the political system that must be changed. We are not begging anybody. We are mature enough. We live in an age of globalization, and gone are those days when you use your repressive tactics or your repressive measures or your North Korean brute regime to clamp down on innocent civilians. I send this strong message that every civilian who has been arrested, fighting for his right, should be unconditionally released. So you must release all of those civilians who have been arrested. That is one. And that is no guarantor of the fact that there will be a meeting whatsoever in Bamenda with Philemon Yang. There should be a meeting with the president. That should be clear. No meeting with Philemon Yang. No meeting even with the United Nations. The meeting should be an inclusive dialogue inclusive, use the word inclusive dialogue with all the relevant stakeholders, and that should be with the president, because this is the target. The president, we want dialogue. So at the end of the day, it is very simple. We are out for a peaceful protest. We are not using violence. We will not advocate for violence. And this is Christmas. The fact that we are celebrating doesn't mean that we have given up. No, our boxing, we are still in the boxing ring. And this strike and this protest must continue. So if I may take some few questions briefly, because I know everybody is celebrating his or her Christmas, whatever. I send a special shout out to everybody who is celebrating Christmas. We are Christians. At the end of the day, we still fear the Lord. We still respect the Lord, and we'll continue to give him the maximum reverence, because we were made in his own image and likeness. And that should send a special message to the gangster regime. The gangster regime that has infiltrated Facebook and that has sent its spies to report us to Facebook. We are also reporting ourselves to Facebook that we are fighting for the liberation. We are fighting for the freedom. We are fighting for equality in a rogue country called Cameroun, where the regime, repressive for more than 51 years or so, since 1961, have been clamoring, have been fighting against its own civilians, its own group of civilians in the western part of Cameroun. So Facebook should understand this. And whosoever we are being reported to should understand this. Please go back to history and read about us. The only means for alternative voices in Cameroun is Facebook. It's the social media. It's the social media. The more you would ban us on Facebook, we'll keep opening other accounts and we'll keep switching and we'll see where this game will end. Terrible. 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 I would maybe get some few questions, because I would want everybody to participate somehow. So please, we need strategies before the 27th, because Mr. Tassan Wilfred, this is coming from Foso Amel. Yes, because Mr. Tassan Wilfred, as he says, appreciated the government yesterday by thanking their efforts for the redevelopment of the teachers and said the union will call off the strike. Look, this strike is beyond teachers and lawyers. I don't know why these people are not getting it right. I don't know why they're going rogue. Yesterday, they went with huge sums of money to bundle and to bribe and to rope the Southwest chiefs. I hope nobody accepted that. Nobody should even respect at this point. It's not a matter of respecting elders. No. Nobody at this point fighting for freedom should respect any old man who plays dubious. Nobody. We are youths and we are mature enough. We are the ones fueling the economy. The money sent as remittance, according to the Organization for Development Assistance, sent as remittance from abroad to Africa is far outweighs the amount of money sent as international aid. And that far outweighs the amount of money that trickles down from the national coffers, the national reserve, to its citizens. So which means that Cameroun is surviving based on us, who live in the diaspora, based on its citizens who live in the diaspora. And those citizens are mostly youths. And we are fighting, we are working, they are doing all kinds of jobs just to sustain mouth and close hungry mouths in Cameroun. So those chiefs should be very careful. If you take money, if they start dethroning you, you should have yourselves to blame. The chiefs should be very careful. That should be a clear fact. And anybody who tries to sabotage this struggle, because it's a peaceful struggle, should be very careful. Please read about Atanganji, what happened in Bamenda with Atanganji. Youth are furious. I would never for once advocate for violence, but believe me, when people have grievances, don't joke with people's grievances. Don't joke. So those in Bamenda, we are trying only to contain the grievance, but we cannot carefully put a barrier or cordon off them from spilling out. We are only trying to de-escalate the conflict. We are only trying to de-escalate the crisis. So, but believe me, people always act rogue. Just like the rogue regime acts in Cameroon, we also have citizens who will act rogue on you, the rogue regime. So believe me, if you want to go on with your protest, you want to go on with your meeting, whatever, the dialogue in Bamenda, you should be ready to face people back home. People who have lost their families, you should be ready to face them. And whatever happens to you, it will be a Tanganjit. I'll take more questions. What I do for my country, I advocate for peaceful ways of political change. The system, I'm not talking about regime change. That system should be changed. I advocate for peaceful ways, and that is what I studied. So don't get me wrong, I'm not doing some geology, I abandoned geology seats from the university. I am doing a PhD in political science. So that is what I am doing. And that is my action, that is my work. That is what I'm doing. I have a master's in communications, that is what I'm doing. I'm blending the two. So don't take me for a fool. Don't take me for a fool. That is exactly what I am doing. That is exactly what I am studying. So when you go and report me that I'm threatening you, how? Like threatening to kill you in America, really? And you know that in America, the most people who are respected are women. Secondly, dogs before men. Dogs are respected than men. Then you, as a woman whom you know that America trusts women more than men, you go to report a man that he's threatening your life. Really? May God forgive her. I have no grievance against her, nothing, because my conscience is always very clear. I have no grievance, none at all, none. I have no grievance against her. But I pray that this is a Christmas. May God forgive her, change her life, change every action of her, show her the right path so that she should keep progressing. I pray for her success. I pray for her change in her life. I pray, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, as a trained seminarian who was supposed to become a priest, I still maintain my values. That please, may God change her mind, change her mindset. Please also forgive her. Let her be herself. Just forgive her. Let her be. Whosoever is aiming at me would never succeed in Jesus' name, but let her have her peace. Let her continue this, if she's continuing whatever struggle, but let her know that we fight. We put national interest above private interest. No, you don't need to curse her like Thunder Striker. Don't allow. I know people have grievances, but there's nothing we can do. I have forgiven her. I don't have grievances. Whether you forgive me or not, I don't care. In Catholic Church, we always sing a song that if you bring your gift to the altar, and then you remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift at the altar. That means if you remember that your brother has something against you, not you having something against that person, that somebody has something against you, you should leave your gift at the altar. Don't give it. I know somebody has something against me. So I've left my gift. I said, please, Lord, please forgive her. I don't have any grudge against her. I have said, please forgive her. I don't know what I have done. I don't really know. I have all shreds of evidence, including conversations, and I record my conversations. I have the police evidence. I don't know. I will not sue anybody. The case is like that. We are fighting for a common goal for the liberation of Cameroun. We are fighting for the liberation of us, Anglophones who have suffered marginalization. We are fighting for the liberation of a political system that will benefit maybe even the Francophones and even us. That is all. So nobody should derail this focus. So Lima says it's okay, the reason, oh yeah, it's a season for reconciliation. It's okay. Let her apologize, full stop, and the struggle continues. Let her apologize. It's just like if Atanganji now apologizes and says, I recognize the Anglophone problem, I recognize your fight. If Atanganji does that, that's a big win for us. We will forgive him. We will. Seriously. Because now we don't need to, we are not fighting people. We are fighting we are fighting ideologies. It's an ideological war. It's a clash of ideologies. So if Atanganji resigns or says, I humbly, of course, we will forgive him. We'll say Atanganji, we'll give him a heroic welcome. All right, please, Ivo, you are a true free thinker or something. No, it's that's okay. Okay, someone says CV, Bello, whatever, said you had 300 death threats to her. Oh, let us show the evidence. Really? Let us show the evidence. Are you just talking? Because I have given all my evidence to Baramak and the rest. Let us show the evidence. 300 death threats. Show the evidence. Just simply present the evidence. That's all. I am so open as a book. I am as open as a book. As open. I've done all kinds of things for people in Cameroon. I dedicate my time to do videos to teach people how to get jobs, how to land international jobs, how to write a CV. Go to my page and look at it. Go and look at the time I spend to dedicate to educate my people. It's not as if I'm just talking bad against the regime. I'm solution oriented. Whatever I critique, I say this is the solution. Please, the regime, listen to us. Dialogue, listen to people. I've never for once said people should go to the street or take arms. No. Even this strike this peaceful walk on the 2nd of December, please get it right. If you are out to cause violence, whosoever is leading that group should call the police to pick out that person who is causing violence, because you're risking somebody's life. If you are out to cause violence, do it some other day, not on the 2nd of January. Not on the 2nd of January. Because the police have been sent to infiltrate our groups to cause violence so that people should be killed. So watch out. Anybody who tries to hoist a flag, anybody who tries to do anything, Cameroon is a very fragile country and they can do anything to kill. That's a fact. I have put my rules of engagement. It is simple. Be very peaceful. If the police throws water on you, just be calm, be nice. Because they are out to kill. Don't confront. You cannot fight them. Just be peaceful. Just be nice. That's all. Don't do anything. It's your right to walk on the streets of Cameroon. So just walk. You're not running, no. You're not shouting, no. The only thing is just to hold a paper placard. Just a paper placard with your federation or secession or whatever you want to write. It's your opinion. And walk. You're only walking. You just walk. You just walk. That's all. And you come back home. That's all. That's the concept. But it will be nationwide and the impact will be wide. As you're walking, you're doing your selfies or you're taking your pictures and flooding on Facebook. That's all. Let's move on to January 2. Thank you very much, Grace Adjedi. Yeah. All right. Why is Mark blocked too? Mark is blocked as well because people have been reporting the two of us. I got up this morning. I realized I've been blocked. Really? Mark is blocked as well for 1 week. I'm blocked for 3 days. But of course, we have alternative accounts. I don't want to go into, I've written to Facebook. I have called Facebook so that they should release my account. They don't know the impact of what they are doing because people are dying in Cameroon. There is no alternative media. CRTV, for example, has never reported on this protest. Check their records. They have never reported on this protest. We need an alternative media, and that is democracy. That is democracy because under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948, it is clearly stated, Article 2, and Article 19 as well, Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the freedom to impart knowledge, to impart information, to share information, freedoms, and Cameroon strongly abides to that UDHR. Please, why did they block Mark? I don't know, please. I don't know. Mark, of course, it's because of this. Create a Facebook page and block it. Yeah, of course, we'll do that. That's Yambi Blaze. It says create Facebook page, bro, and make many admins. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Thanks. That's a wonderful suggestion. Everybody can be an admin. So it's a level playing field. So don't get me right. Just what I'm doing, you can do it. And I'll fully support you. There's no leader in this. We're just citizens expressing our rights. That's all. There is no leader. I'm not a leader. I'm not. Count me out. I don't seek any political ambition in Cameroon. Never. I'm not even part of a political party. I'm not even part of SCNC. But I accept ideologies. But I fight for the common good just as political parties are fighting. I fight too for the common good just as SCNC is fighting. I fight for the common good just as you are fighting. So we are for the people and we will liberate the people. And that is why this strike succeeds, because it's a non-partisan strike. All of us are identifying ourselves as Anglophones and not as political parties. The moment we will start identifying ourselves as political parties, we will fail. Believe me, we will fail. The moment we will start identifying ourselves as independence or federation, we will fail. So for now, keep all that thing, political parties, federation, independence. Let us unite as Anglophones. Let us unite as Anglophones. Don't use things like, you must come to independence, you must come to federation, you must come to this. No. No. Unite as Anglophones. That is what is making us to win. That is what is making us to win so far very strong. Because we have identified ourselves as Anglophones. And not as political parties. And that is why even Chiruma Bakari cannot even openly say that, oh no, it's an SCNC struggle, or it's a CPDM struggle, or it's an SDF struggle. He cannot openly say that. He knows that we are united as Anglophones. The moment you would identify as a political party, you will fail. Believe me, this is a strategy. Believe me, the moment you will identify as a political party or as independent or as federation, you will fail. We should keep all those little things aside. Focus on the main goal, which is we identify as Anglophones to get everybody in the circle. Once we get everybody in the circle, we move towards the dialogue table with the two options. It is not so heavy. You move towards the dialogue table with the two options. Once you arrive at the dialogue table, we will discuss. And it will be a very high level discussion. High level. Very high level. We need power alternation to come to Anglophones as well. If you are a federalist, we need power alternation to come to Anglophones as well. If you are an independent, we need secession, immediate independence. If you are a federalist, we need power alternation in that federation. So that once the Anglophones have power, we could easily ask for independence without any bloodshed. Once the Anglophones have power, we have the military control, we have the international affairs control, and we can easily ask for independence without any bloodshed, without any. At this moment, if you're asking for independence, the risks are so high. Because if it was in the 1960s, when countries were not so open to diplomatic missions, when the Vienna Conventions on diplomatic practices were not open in 1961, when the Vienna Conventions on consular practices only came in 1963, if it was in that system, it could have been very dangerous for you as a citizen to even leave to another country. Right now, just to get a visa to Dubai is 15 years. They give you 15-year visa. So do you think would somebody risk his life to fight a war in Cameroun at this stage when he knows that he can easily travel for a better life abroad or out of the country? Just raise a few hundreds of thousands and you're out of the country? Exactly. So the risks are so high. But we want independence. But we want federation, as some people will say. So how do you get about it? Look for the best possible channel. Pressure, put pressure on that wound. Once you pressure and you have even a federation, you have power alternation deal in that agreement. Power comes to the Anglophones. Then the Anglophones have the military and the international affairs. Buea is making that his mouth now because he has the military and international affairs. If we too have that, we will speak and we will bite and we can do anything. We can even ask for the independence. That is the secret. Very peaceful, very straightforward. So, I'll just take a few questions, please. I'm just a free thinker. Please don't get me right. I'm just a free thinker. I just think. I always think. I don't know why, but I'm just a free thinker. And I'm solution oriented. I want peaceful ways of doing things. Be very peaceful. Be very peaceful. Don't be brute. Be very peaceful. Be very nice to everybody. Be peaceful. Just don't. We are winning this strategy with peace, not with violence. Because with violence, we will fail the very next day and we will lose our legitimacy. The world is on us because we are peaceful. It's like you are battering a woman, you're beating a woman who is not doing anything to you. Passerbys are very sympathetic with that woman and not with you. So you get it. But if the woman is so aggressive, people will hardly sympathize with you. What happened to your account? My account, of course, has been suspended for 3 days. I'm sorry to say this. My account has been suspended for 3 days. I'm sure someone has reported me on Facebook, was probably sent by the gangster regime from President Paul Biya's regime to hack into our systems, to hack into our accounts, to hack into our struggle, and to hijack our struggle. But they will not succeed because they know on the 27th of December, they want to hold this dialogue meeting. By all costs, they want to hold the dialogue meeting. They will not succeed. In Jesus' name, they cannot succeed. So our account has been hacked. They will not succeed. Yes, we'll create another. We'll keep creating many. Yes, we'll keep creating many. So at the end of the day, please, I'm just begging on one thing. We should identify as Anglophones. We should not identify as Bamendas. We should not identify as Southwesterners. We should not identify as political parties. We should not identify as federalists or independents. We should not identify as anything. We should identify first as Anglophones. And only as Anglophones. Then we have the two options, federalism or independence on the dialogue table. Full stop. Seek ye first federalism and independence, and all good things like roads, hospitals, good schools, jobs, after schools, and the rest will be added onto you. Seek ye first federalism or independence, and all good things like roads, good jobs, better quality of life, high life.
When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. The people of West Cameroon have a duty to resist your oppression.